Building your brand reputation is a really challenging thing, but luckily we can have some help with this because Audio Harvest not only allows you to get podcasts created from your blog articles, you can also create your own articles directly inside of Audio Harvest itself, but you can also reach out over several different channels. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how that works. So once logged into Audio Harvest, you will come to your dashboard overview where you will see your campaign status. And for me, I already completed everything, but it is much more than just a URL that you will get with all your available podcasts. So this is a standard URL that you will get from Audio Harvest itself. It will host all your different articles and turn them into podcasts automatically. So I currently have one article, so how using AI can help you overcome your writer's block. It's from an article that I have on my website. As you can see here, this is my blog article. I just edited the text a little bit to make it a little bit more like a podcast. But nevertheless, I have this complete article inside of my podcast, inside of Audio Harvest. Now, this is nice and all to have your own podcast URL where you can send people to, but it does not really help you with driving more traffic for your brand, right? Because nobody knows that this page exists, but luckily Audio Harvest is helping you in that regard as well. If we go back to the dashboard itself, on the campaign status on the podcast publish, you will see that we have the status published because this page has been published. But Audio Harvest also publishes your podcast over to Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and even Spotify. So you are building a brand reputation on these three channels as well. If we just click one of the symbols, so let's go with Apple in this case, you will see that in the Apple Podcast preview, you will have your logo as you have set it up, and you will have your different kinds of podcasts available here. So you can see my title is Chatbot Marketing Podcast by my own name, and then powered by Audio Harvest. That's all completely fine for me. And then you will have your article itself, your podcast episode, where people can just go in and take a look and just listen towards your own podcast. And basically the same is with your other channels. So for Google, let's open that in a new tab. You will see that you will come to Google Podcast as well. And on the Google Podcast, you will see the available episodes, right? So this is just a single episode as I only publish one to do a few tests. But if we take a look at Spotify as well, so if we go to Spotify, you will see that your podcast is published there as well. And it looks great, right? So this gives you three other channels where you can build your brand awareness on. You can also see the tags that we inserted inside of Audio Harvest as well. So business, marketing, technology, and you can just play the episode. If you have a good visited website for your blog articles, for example, and if we take a look here, this is the blog article that I wrote a podcast on, and you can also embed the Audio Harvest player directly on the website itself. You can do that in a few ways. I find it most easy to just use the HTML code that you will get from the backend. So if we go with the on-site player setup, and if we scroll down, you will get the HTML code that you can add towards your blog sidebar, or you can just install it anywhere like I did for my website. So if we take a look at my website, this is my blog article, and I want to be able to embed this Audio Harvest player, right? You can embed this HTML code anywhere you want to. I just used this small text, so if you like to listen to the article instead, just press here. And this opens up a pop-up, and so let's press it so you can see it. And I designed this pop-up the way I like to, right? So I have the title, I have the image, the featured image, and then people can just press the player and then just listen towards the article instead. So Audio Harvest can really help you build up your brand awareness by not only having your own podcast URL, but you can also embed the player onto your own website and even have 3 different channels like the podcast on Spotify, Google, and Apple to allow people to listen towards your podcasts. This allows you to gain more brand awareness for your business. So be sure to grab yourself a copy of Audio Harvest today. The link will be on top and in the video description, and give it a try yourself. Have a great day, take care, and talk soon.